So we told our people to turn out in large numbers and emphasize the importance of census. That census is a national exercise, an exercise which is used, population census are used by governments all over the world for it to plan, for the economic benefits of the population. So that country knows what its population and be able to plan for it. So we have talked to our people, and our people are ready for this exercise. We know most of our people also are pastoralists, and they have gone across the borders. And we emphasize also across the borders to be informed to come back. So basically, people seem to be ready for it, and I think people asking us why you are late, not now, but I think the issue of coming late is important of the message that has been given. All along we have been given the information, but not in rallies and meetings like yesterday. But all along, I think all in all, we have managed to talk to our people, and we still continue talking to them until the end of the week. But as you know, today and tomorrow, what's called pre-listing is an exercise which is going on in all the sub-counties now. And all our leaders, members of parliament, the MCAs, are in the region so that, this exercise is undertaken properly. You recall in Mandera, you were told last time the census 2009, a lot of propaganda was made about this county, that our figures were exaggerated, our figures were false. But we want to prove to the people of Kenya today that actually our figures were not exaggerated, but actually the real figures. And today we hope, we expect that our population will be far more than what we had in 2009. As you're aware, in this part of the world, people are married to 3, 4 wives. And if you compare ourselves with some parts of this country where people are only, one husband, one wife, and 2 children, here, husband has got 4 wives, each average of about 6 children. That is 24, already 26 in a family. So I think from 2009 up to now, population must have increased. So we are confident that our people will come out in large numbers and be able to, to take part in the census, so that our numbers and because the population is very important to any country. The country normally plans for people and play for empty lands. So that planning is important, that we know our numbers in time. So we expect our people to come out in large numbers so they can be counted. In the coding of various tribes in this country, in fact, it was at a meeting we had with the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, with the Ministry of National Treasury and Planning, and we saw a lot of repeated codes for various tribes. So we drew their attention to that. And the information we got from them is that, it's important that the names are there. It is worse if they are not there. At least they are there. So we agreed with them that we'll put that in writing, and we did so. And it was agreed that during the, after the census work is done and when they are, tallying the results, those will be corrected so that they can merge the very figures which have got, for tribes have got different codes. So I think that matter is in hand, and we expect that to be corrected once the exercise is over. But for now, we have told our people to use a specific code. A specific code, the people at least in Mandera, we know, at least the various groups in Mandera, where they are repeated, we have them to use various codes, and we hope our people will use the codes so that they will actually not get confused by having 3, 4 codes. Well, Huduma is something which was introduced by the Kenya government. I think it was well intended, but it was brought in without any plan, without a proper sensitization. People were not aware of it, and it came. And there's nothing wrong in trying to integrate the database of the population, all the ID cards, the passports and all this. But it came at very short notice, and people were not ready. But all the same, it has taken place, and up to now, nobody has been issued with the Huduma number, despite the fact that it's several months after the exercise was done. We are hearing that it will be restarting again, maybe later this month or next month. But for the population census, something planned which is there in our statutes, something which is supposed to come every 10 years. So I don't see any, conflict in the two. I don't think anybody will say, I've done Hudu number and I've done the population. It will be wrong. numbers is not population, is not the national population census. It is done in the way we are talking about now. It is something which is done all over the world. It is something which the international community takes part and contributes to its formulation and also how the data is collected. The way of data collection is something which is known all over the world. So national census is something, a very important exercise, which is far above all those things. So I don't think there's any correlation or any conflict between the two. If the census show those numbers, so be it. So the exercise is being done. People should come out and take part in the exercise, and we will live with the numbers that come. But what we will not agree is people who are going to manipulate our numbers. Last time there was a smoothing our numbers. So we will not agree with people who come and say, oh, it should not be this, should not be this. So let them do their job properly. The National Bureau of Statistics staff who are on the ground, let them do their job properly, scientifically, and very seriously, so that, at the end of the day, because I know they will look at this 3 months, there will be some tallying, 6 months, after 1 year it will release. But we hope that there will be a lot of fairness and a lot of, objectivity in the whole exercise. And nobody is having predetermined mind that because this was doubted last year, also we doubt now, and they come with start doubting our population even before it is before even the census takes place.